All right, what's going on, everybody? Are we live? Make sure test. We've got a lot going on today. Ryan Garcia. It's the saga, you know. I mean, we got a lot going on in the sport of boxing today. It is a little bit crazy, I will say. I will say, but it is what it is. Ryan Garcia, he's popping right now, and I don't know what to make of it because obviously, a lot of people support Ryan Garcia, and I get it because I like Ryan. I like Ryan, but ultimately, you can't you can't just overlook the fact that he did test positive. So it is what it is. So we'll see what happens. I feel like ultimately, if people get behind him, this may not affect him in such a bad way. But ultimately, we don't condone cheating, in the sport of boxing. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, we live. It is what it is, and we'll see. Yeah. What else we got? What else we got? We got Jaime Munguia. He's going to be up next, and we'll see. He's going to be up next, and we'll see. Oh, this is lagging. I'm excited for Munguia and Canelo because this is a fight that I thought wouldn't get me that hype, but now that Oscar and Canelo had that little outburst during the press conference, I'm like, okay, I might get excited for this. I'm just, a little worried about Jaime Munguia, because Canelo and Oscar, that got heated. And I'm curious if Canelo, the bear might be poked right now. If you're a guy like Jaime Munguia and if you're a fan of his, are you a little bit concerned? Do you worry about this kind of stuff? It's stuff to consider going into the, fight week predictions and your final breakdowns. Cause I don't know. I really don't know. But, boxing media is blowing up because of Ryan Garcia, obviously testing positive for PEDs. Um, I think they're still waiting for the sample B. Obviously the sample A came in positive, but ultimately you guys got to remember, like, at this level, we don't even know what's true, what's false anymore. So it's a little tough. It's definitely tough to see, who's really telling the truth, who's faking it to make it, and do we discredit Ryan Garcia all the way for what's going on in his career right now, or do we wait it out, make sure we get all the information? For me, I'm going to wait it out and see what happens with Ryan Garcia. Because ultimately, if in a few weeks we find out something, like this was fake news and everything, then we're going to switch up again. So I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait. Hopefully it ain't true. But, I'm sure Devin Haney's having a ball right now because, that was a hellacious beating that he took from Ryan Garcia. And um, there's no doubt that despite what everybody says about the PEDs and everything, there's still going to be credit taken away. And yeah, like it's going to be tough to still come back from that and prove to everybody that, you're that same fighter, because now it's a little messed up. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. I'm excited to see, what Ryan does next, what Devin does next, because I still wish the best for them. But Ryan could very well be facing a suspension right now. So that would be bad. That would not be a good look, but it's still crazy. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it because obviously, Canelo Alvarez has had his issues with it. A lot of popular fighters have been known to, pop positive and test positive for all these kinds of PEDs and steroids, but they always bounce back. And I feel like ultimately it's all about whether or not Ryan Garcia handles this maturely or not, because if he just brushes it off, I have a feeling that people are going to be hating on him. I like Ryan. I think he's good for the sport. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Shout out to you three. This is my first live, so it's good to see people in here. But ultimately, it's up to Ryan Garcia. How do you adjust to everything that's going on? How do you react when everyone's about to go crashing in on you and start hating on you? How are you going to react to that adversity? Because Ryan Garcia, he knows social media. It just kind of shocks me that he'd be in a position where he was trolling everybody, but at the end of the day, he got the job done. But it is VADA. It's a voluntary anti-dopamine agency. It's not like he was forced to do it. So if he's voluntarily taking it, test positive, and a lot of people are talking about how people are asking, they're saying, how is this possible? How could this happen? He didn't test positive the 4 other times leading up to it, and then he only test positive the day before and the day of, and that's just because it has to take time to get into your system. He wasn't doing it. He wanted to fight and get the outcome. But I'm not going to say that he's outright guilty. I'm not here to blame Ryan Garcia and point fingers, this and that, but I feel like there's a lot that needs to be explained. This is a mess now. I'll be honest. As much as I like Ryan Garcia, there's a big mess on the table now, and he's gonna have to clean it all up and have his name that respect is going to be taken away if this is all true. I'm still going to say allegedly because it's only been like 24 hours barely since we've heard the news about it. So I'm not sweating about it, but you guys also have to remember, like, Ryan Garcia, like, he's such a star that a lot of people, they don't even care. They like straight up, like, who's really like, I hate Ryan now, he's disgusting. Like, people are saying that, but it's not to the extent that I thought. I was like, when I found out the news and I got the Bleacher Report ESPN notification that it said Ryan Garcia has tested positive for PEDs, I was like, oh man, he's going to get cooked on social media, but he didn't get cooked. A lot of people are actually standing by his side. 50% of, the boxing community, at least from what I'm seeing, is kind of siding with Ryan Garcia. So we'll see what happens. A lot of people are still on Ryan Garcia's side and, believe that he's innocent. And I respect it because, ultimately, if he's your favorite fighter, you're going to stand with your favorite fighter no matter what. And if you're a fan of Devin Haney's, you're going to stand with Devin Haney. And I get that, but it's all about perspective. The people that are siding with Devin are going to say, this guy's a cheater, get him out of the sport of boxing for good. We don't need guys like this in our sport. And that's fine. It's just like, on the flip side of that, if you're a Ryan Garcia fan, you're going to say, Devin still got his ass beat. There's always going to be that comment. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. It's still, for me, I'm still excited about Ryan Garcia and where he's headed. But we also have a guy like Canelo Alvarez and Jaime Munguia. That's a big fight coming up. I just don't, I don't think Oscar helped his case. I think Oscar, helped in terms of the promotion. I just, now Canelo may be coming to stop Jaime Munguia as opposed to before where maybe he would have taken him to a decision. Now, Oscar poking the bear, poking Canelo Alvarez a little bit, I don't know. Canelo might go for that stoppage, and that would suck because I like Jaime Munguia. He's a not only is he a good fighter, but he's also, a solid person. I like that dude. He's a talent in the sport of boxing, throws a lot of punches. He's entertaining to watch. But yeah, like, I don't know. What else is going on in boxing today? We got that big card with, Terrence Crawford and a big undercard. You got Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Mares. There's a lot of fights. Rayo and Pitbull. There are a lot of big fights in the sport of boxing right now. It's in a good place, but, it's hard because I've given Ryan Garcia a lot of credit for making these big fights happen. You guys know that. I'm not one to sit here and be like, just because I find out Ryan Garcia tested positive for PEDs, I can't switch sides just like that. That's not how it works. That's not fair to Ryan Garcia because, I was giving him his flowers. And now that we're finding this out, yeah, he should be held accountable. There's no doubt about that. But there's a reason why the sport of boxing right now is so, like, lenient on it. And they're not going after Ryan Garcia's neck. And that's because they like him. He's not a boring fighter. No offense to Devin Haney, but the reason why people don't fight for Devin as much, instead of everybody being on his side for this situation, because we have a guy who tested for PEDs and we have a guy that didn't, because people are in love with what Ryan Garcia did, that electrifying performance where everybody counted him out. Everybody in that Barclays Center was quiet. and then Ryan Garcia, stunned Devin Haney in the first round, rocked him, and that changed the course of the fight. So it's a very tricky situation because we're also still so mesmerized by that Ryan Garcia performance to the point where it's like, man, I really enjoyed what he did there. But ultimately, how much credit can we give him, taking into account that he tested positive for Austrian and PEDs? So I don't know. It's just weird. It is weird, the fact that I'm not sure how far they tested him because, like, do they have about a week from the fight? Because that'd be interesting. Because Ryan Garcia's mom talked about the past tests, being all negative for steroids, and he passed all those tests. But steroids do take time to enter the system, but still Ryan Garcia tested positive the day before and the day of. So you can't help but think, okay, it was probably in there, that entire week. We don't know if there were test results within that entire week. So if there were, who am I to say that it wasn't positive? So, right now it's not a good look for Ryan Garcia because I like Ryan. You guys know I like Ryan. And I think that he could be, facing some very serious consequences if this turns out to be true. I hope it's not true, but you can't help but think these tests came out positive. So he's in trouble, guys. And I don't know if it was intentional or not, but he's going to have to clear this up because, boxing social media isn't going to let him get away with this. He's going to go into his next fight, not known as that King Rye guy who beat Devin Haney, but the guy that has a bit of a tarnished reputation heading into that ring. And I don't think he wants that. No fighter wants to be seen as the villain unless it's at the end of the day, bringing seats, getting people in seats. And I don't know if this is going to do that. But, shoot questions in the chat. Obviously, I'll be here to answer any of them, no matter if they don't even have to be about Ryan Garcia or, Devin Haney. But maybe Canelo fights, Terrence Crawford fights. We got a big week of boxing, coming up. We got that Jaime Munguia and Canelo Alvarez card coming up. We got my guy Vito Milnicki. He'll be at that fight. Starting on the undercard against Arnold Cruz, another big fight, with Xander Zayas had a common opponent. So it's going to be an interesting night of boxing. I think it'll be very telling. I'm still waiting on that Canelo Alvarez. I need to see the David Benavidez fight before he goes out. Otherwise, you guys have been seeing all the news about him saying, to Stephen A. Smith, I could beat him in the same day as I beat Jaime Munguia. And these are fighting words. I think, Canelo kind of defended himself saying that, no, you guys are always going to bring up somebody that I should fight next. No matter who it is, it's going to be the next best fighter. And there is a level of truth to that because, Canelo Alvarez, he has a lot of fans, but he also has a lot of haters. All the superstars do, all the cash cows in the sport of boxing. It's never 100% love. There's always, no matter how beloved you think your favorite fighter is, there's always going to be haters. And I think Canelo has a lot of haters. Look at Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya literally said that out of all the people he's had, tension with and bad blood with, that Canelo Alvarez is somebody that he would never bury the hatchet with. And that was crazy because, like, ultimately, you got to think about it. Floyd Mayweather and Canelo Alvarez, they've had beef. Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya. Remember all those press conferences with Floyd Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya, how, rough it was for Oscar. Oscar was defeated in the press conferences leading up to the Floyd Mayweather fight. And, Floyd just does that. He has a way of beating his opponents mentally. I think Ryan Garcia did that to Devin. PEDs or not, Devin definitely didn't go in there with the right game plan. But, for Canelo to be saying that, Oscar's this, Oscar's that, judging him, bringing his personal life into it, it's very interesting. I think Floyd Mayweather he kind of loves it. How is Floyd Mayweather not Oscar De La Hoya's biggest enemy, but Canelo is? That's some deep bad blood that, you can't help but like wonder about it. These guys really don't like each other. And I think a lot of people have been talking about Canelo and Oscar De La Hoya in their primes. And I'm just like, I don't know, what weight are we talking about? Because we have Oscar, who's a 6-time, 6th division world champion. And then you have a guy like Canelo who kind of started at 47 and went up all the way to 70, 168 to 175. So it's just like, I don't know, what would the prime weight be for that fight? But I think Oscar was a little bit too quick, a little bit too light on his feet for a guy like Canelo to really deal with. So I think that's a tough matchup for Canelo. But yeah, I'd take Oscar. I'm not gonna lie. You guys got to remember, Oscar was a bad boy. Like he was built different back in the day. Like he was not facing that same level of opposition that Canelo is. Canelo's facing good opposition, but it's not what Oscar did. Oscar has a better resume, in my opinion. But these guys don't like each other. It was very interesting to see them go back and forth at the press conference because you'd assume that they're going to be professional. Oscar, I was surprised, man. All these press conferences, all these interviews he does talking about Canelo Alvarez. He actually said it on the podium. He said, "Put some bleep respect on my name," and I respect it because ultimately there has been a lot of attention. And I've always been waiting for this moment for the point where Oscar and Canelo would officially clash, and we finally saw it. I was like, damn, like it got real, and I think that was good for the Munguia and Canelo fight because as much as it's a fan-friendly fight, but this isn't the fight we wanted to see. We wanted to see the David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez fight. So for me, I was like, who even cares about this fight week? I won't even cover it like that. But ultimately, he's down to promote the fight. Oscar De La Hoya did a great job of promoting this fight because you gotta, no offense, obviously, but Canelo doesn't speak much English, and then you have Jaime Munguia, who he dabbles, but like there wasn't gonna be a great amount of trash talk for the American fans, and this fight is taking place obviously in the U.S., so it's just like you can't help but imagine that it's gonna not be the best promotion for a lot of American fans, but hey, maybe for Mexican fans and American fans, that what Oscar De La Hoya did was crazy. But just going back to, this is the Ryan Garcia trial. Welcome if you guys are still in here, and it's just crazy. I don't know what to think for Ryan Garcia. Part of me still wants to believe that it's not true, but these tests don't lie, and he's gonna have to deal with the consequences of his actions if it's true. These fighters always know. These fighters are taking supplements. I don't know to what extent. Ostarine is a legit steroid, so it's obviously going to be taken seriously, and Ryan Garcia may face a suspension, and that's tough because after that win against Devin Haney, he immediately turned into a superstar. He immediately turned into that guy that everybody was obsessing over. The sport of boxing, we were only talking about Ryan Garcia for the past 2 weeks. Even now, even in the controversy, we're still talking about Ryan Garcia and everything that he's going through. So it's just interesting how he's gonna have to dig himself out of this hole, and it's not gonna be easy because now everybody thinks he's a cheater, and he's gonna lose credit for that Devin Haney win. So is he guilty? Is he not? We have to wait and see, because I'm not here to say Ryan Garcia is guilty, because if you guys have been watching watching my videos, I've been giving Ryan Garcia credit for landing that shot because I thought it was gonna be hard. I thought it was gonna be like, he's not even going to be able to touch Devin, but he landed that hook so easy. So, I respect Ryan Garcia for that. I don't know to what extent PEDs help you land that hook. I don't know if it made him faster. Maybe it did. It definitely makes you stronger. It's usually for muscle growth. That's what Ostarine, the PED that was found in Ryan's system. That's what it's all about. That's the big problem here. That's what we're all facing. It's muscle growth. If you guys saw him at the weigh-in, he wasn't ripped, but he was extra big. He wasn't fat. A lot of people called him fat, but I just don't know what to, how do you even defend him? Like, I want to defend him, guys. I'm trying to defend Ryan Garcia, but it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And Jose Delgadillo is saying stop. I don't know. Stop what? But like ultimately, it's just a tough situation for Ryan Garcia. Like I like Ryan. I'm a fan of Ryan's. I'm not gonna lie. I've been saying on my channel that I wanted to see Ryan Garcia somehow pull off a Devin Haney upset, and he did that. But now it's like, at what cost? You put your reputation on the line, and now people aren't going to give you that same respect that they would have given you 2 weeks ago, where we were all shocked. I didn't pick Ryan Garcia, so you don't see me saying, haha, I was technically right because Ryan Garcia was on steroids. No, I'm not saying that. I was still happy with that outcome because it showed us, like, despite what we think, despite that kind of Floyd Mayweather effect, that we were making Devin and guys like Shakur to be the next Floyd Mayweather. We thought these guys were unbeatable, and then Ryan goes in there and then beats Devin Haney the way he did. I think that's something that should be appreciated. I think that's something that should be acknowledged. But now it's like we question the legitimacy of that victory for Ryan Garcia, and it's just an unfortunate situation in all, because obviously we all wanted to see Ryan Garcia pull it off somehow, and he found a way to do it. but just dropping him left hook, left hook. He just kept throwing it. And then you have guys like Gervonta Davis coming to Ryan Garcia's defense saying, they're trying to take away the win from Ryan Garcia. But like everyone's saying, why is Tank defending Ryan Garcia? You guys have to remember that, Tank's win against Ryan looks way better after, Ryan Garcia beating Devin Haney the way that he did. That's the reason why that win looks so good. So just to put it into some perspective, because a lot of people think that Ryan Garcia and Tank are buddies. They're not buddies. Tank is only saying this so that his win looks better than it did before. So you have to remember that, there's always a reason in the sport of boxing. A lot of these fighters at the elite level aren't going to give each other the respect that they deserve unless they've gotten in the ring and fought each other. Take Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. They haven't even given each other respect, especially now because, Devin Haney's come out of the shadows because obviously he was going through it, I'm sure, dealing with your first loss, but now it may not be a first loss. So I'm happy for Devin Haney. I'm happy for the fact that, his morale must be boosted now that, he's thinking about Devin Haney, the fight Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. It's going to be, overturned. It's going to be ruled a no contest. So the one on his loss record is going to be removed. He's technically an undefeated fighter, but we all know what still took place. I'm not saying that it was a legit win because ultimately Ryan Garcia broke a rule. He came in there testing PED positive the day before, the day of the fight. The sample A came back positive. So, it's not a legit win for Ryan Garcia if this is true, but it's a big if. I just can't imagine that, they didn't have it. If they had a test, they should do a test a week before. I don't get how they had a day before and the day of and the day before, but they didn't have a week. It doesn't make sense because you have to remember Austrian you got to get it in your system first. It's not just like, all right, let me take it one time, boom, all right, I'm ready to fight. It doesn't work like that. You gotta feel that. You really gotta feel that. There's a history behind this. You don't just take something you've never taken before because you don't know how your body's gonna react. And Austrian's a legit steroid. It's a legit PED. So Ryan Garcia is gonna face a lot of criticism for going into this fight on PEDs. And people are saying that, it comes from the weed he's smoking. I don't know to what extent that's true. I don't smoke weed personally, but Ryan Garcia has admitted that he's been smoking weed throughout training camp. So to what extent is him testing positive because of, weed, or is that a cop out? Is he trying to make excuses? So Ryan Garcia is in a difficult position right now because who knows if he's guilty or he's innocent. A lot of people think he's innocent, no matter what you guys say, because a lot of people don't care. They like Ryan Garcia. We like Ryan. We think he's good for the sport. So now people want to, get on the Ryan Garcia hype train and say, oh, Ryan Garcia is innocent. And some people that are Devin Haney fans are, going, he tested positive, it's over, his career's over. And then, some article comes out 2 weeks from now saying that he's clean. We don't know. We got to wait and see. That's what makes it interesting in the sport of boxing. We don't know. So, we got a big week of boxing ahead of us. Errol Spence Jr., one of my favorite fighters. I'm waiting for him to get back into the ring. He could potentially be fighting Sebastian Fondora. I think that's a big fight. People have been talking about Terrence Crawford taking that fight, but ultimately I think it's going to be an easier path for Errol Spence to get that fight because of the PBC route. But that was just a little talk on Errol Spence. I'm a big Errol Spence fan still, despite what Terrence Crawford did to him. That was crazy. But I like where the sport of boxing is right now. Big fights are happening. We got a big undercard August 3rd. You got that Terrence Crawford fight. He's debuting at 154, so it'll be an exciting fight for the sport of boxing. I'm excited for it. I'm excited, but there's a lot going on, good and bad, in the sport of boxing. Ryan Garcia dealing with everything. I just don't know. I don't know. A lot of people are being quiet now because they want to wait. And, people are questioning the legitimacy of not only his win, but they're also questioning the legitimacy of, the test that got found to be positive, because you guys got to remember Victor Conti, who is closely associated with Devin Haney, but is also closely associated with VADA. There have been many instances of these people cheating, this entity cheating. So it's just, where do you go and kind of where do you take, the truth, and where do you separate it? Because if you look at it, Devin Haney's camp is associated with Snack, and Snack is associated with Victor Conti, who's been notorious for cheating in the sport of boxing, cheating in sports in general. So you do run with that, because that's what Ryan Garcia and his team are kind of running with. They're saying that Victor Conti being associated with Devin Haney and Vada. They're kind of forging this scenario of potentially forging a fake test. That's basically what they're insinuating. So to what extent it's true, I'm not sure, but I think it'll be interesting. I think for sure I'm excited to see what happens next for Ryan Garcia. I hope it's not true. I've been saying that, but ultimately I just don't know if they're going to give him the respect that he deserved. But Jose is saying not true. It's not Ryan Garcia had too much attention. That doesn't make sense. Not true. It's not Ryan Garcia had too much attention on him from the get-go. You think he wants the attention? Get busted. I mean, Ryan Garcia, he tested positive, so he's going to be in trouble no matter what. If that's what you're saying, like if you're just saying that Ryan Garcia deserves to get busted, I mean, he's getting busted right now. So I just think it's an interesting situation, in its entirety. I don't know to what extent it's true, to what extent it's not. I'm just here to talk about the fact that it's reported that he was found using PEDs going into that Devin Haney fight, and it's interesting because the whole boxing community was going crazy over that win. And I don't know. You tell me, Jose, what do you think? What do you think is the case? Why would it be positive, the day before and the day of, but he's passed all the other ones? You think he's already used to having it in his system? Like, I don't know. I feel like for steroids, historically, they can find it in the training camps too, because don't you have to get used to a substance? That's how it usually goes. It's not just you just take steroids and you just feel it automatically. That's not how it works. You have to see how your body reacts to it. You can get dangerously hurt. You can get a lot of health issues if you do that. So it's not as simple as black and white. These guys are always training. They have health and conditioning coaches that are always supplying them with supplements, whatever the case may be. So I don't know if Ryan Garcia meant to do it or not. But there are a lot of fighters that have had to deal with cheating accusations and testing positive for certain stuff. Robert Easter, went on Twitter with Gervonta Davis and talked about how he got tested positive, but he was actually clean, and this was years back. So it's just interesting. A lot of accusations. We don't know whether or not the case with Ryan Garcia. We're considering this the trial of Ryan Garcia. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think that Ryan Garcia is guilty of this chat, or do you guys think that they're trying to set him up? Because a lot of people are saying that Ryan Garcia is getting set up, and I don't know if that's the case. I mean, VADA is a voluntary anti-doping agency. So like Ryan Garcia is willing to do the blood work. It's not like he's resisting. So why would he test positive? Like, wouldn't he know? That's what I'm concerned about. Like, wouldn't Ryan Garcia be intelligent enough to say, okay, if I'm going to take this test, it's going to be positive, so I better not take anything, but it came out positive. So what do you make of that? Is Ryan Garcia just not using his brain? Did he just go in there and say, I'll use steroids, I really don't care? So I don't know. You guys let me know, because maybe I could be bugging. Maybe I'm giving Ryan Garcia too much credit in terms of his innocence. I've been saying innocent until proven guilty because I need to see more. I can't just see an article. I need to see these physical tests come out. The B part, the sample B has to come out for me to really say, hey, Ryan Garcia cheated. I still need more proof for me. That's just me. But if you guys think Ryan Garcia cheated and that's where you're set already, that's fine. Because Ryan Garcia is saying, wait, the truth is going to come out. So I'm waiting on that. Maybe it'll happen, and maybe we'll find out if Ryan Garcia really did cheat. But to my knowledge, innocent till proven guilty, innocent till proven guilty. But what else is going on in the boxing world? We got the Canelo fight. Who else is out there? We got Lomachenko and George Kambosos coming up. That's a big fight as well. I'm excited for that one as well. But it's just like everything is being absorbed by that Ryan Garcia situation, and people aren't happy with him. They really don't like the fact that he's been caught with the PEDs, but it is what it is. That's how the sport of boxing goes. There are some people that cheat the line, and it's not a good look. But is Ryan Garcia a cheater? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It's not so plain black and white as you may think. But that's gonna really have to play out for itself. I don't have any words in terms of if he's definitely guilty, if he's not. It's just you gotta play the waiting game, man. It's just we can't be accusing anybody because we don't know the real details of it. When were the tests given? When did they come out? Are the results more recent? Did it literally just come out now that Ryan Garcia was cheating? But ultimately, we got to wait. That's bottom line. We got to wait and see what happens. But if you guys have got any questions, shoot them in the comments. I'm gonna get off soonish, but I just wanted to hop on the live for a bit, talk some boxing, see what's up with you guys. But Jose, I appreciate the comment if that's you still in here. I'll read it again. Not true. It's not Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia had too much attention on him from the get-go. You think he wants that attention? Get busted. I just don't know. I don't even know what that means. I'll be so for real with you, Jose. But to be honest, I hope Ryan Garcia is not guilty, because like it was a good win for the sport of boxing, in my opinion. I was excited for that. I was saying Ryan Garcia is the new face of boxing, because ultimately, it's not easy to beat a guy like Devin Haney. Everyone thinks that you could just beat him. I don't think so. I think against any pure boxer, Devin Haney may give you a lot of trouble. It's not like Devin Haney just gets hit once and he's going to go out. Ryan Garcia cracked him good, and we don't know if he would be able to do that without the PEDs. But now there's a game plan. Now there's just try to hit him with a left hook, try to hit him with a clean shot. He can't take a punch. That's what guys like Teofimo Lopez Sr. are saying, Teofimo Lopez Jr. They've all been, going at Devin Haney and saying that he deserved that beating. I don't know if I'd go that far to say that Devin Haney deserved a beating, but, it is what it is. It's just like the sport of boxing is crazy, man. Like, everybody loves you until you take your first L, and when you take your first L, you're considered washed up. So it's just like it's a big mess, and I'm just surprised that you're saying getting set up. Are you saying that Ryan Garcia got set up? Because a lot of people are saying that. That's actually a good point, Jose. I don't know if that's what you meant, but if you're referring to people talking about Ryan Garcia getting set up and how this is all a plot, he got the win and now people are trying to discredit him. That is a narrative that people are going within the sport of boxing. And I wouldn't be too surprised if that is the case too, because we've seen crazier things in the sport of boxing. We've seen a guy's ear get bitten off. We've seen guys like Mike Tyson do crazy stuff in the sport of boxing. So I don't want to hear, a potential, forged drug test isn't out of the question, because it's definitely in play here. We don't know. Personally, I hope that's not the case. I like to think that there's some integrity in VADA and these drug testing, agencies. So it's just tricky. It's tricky with drug testing, because we've seen it before. We've seen cheating in the sport of boxing so many times, but for Ryan Garcia, he's kind of getting away with it. Is that fair to say? Like, I've noticed that, he's not necessarily losing any popularity. If anything, he's getting more and more popular. But I do think that, now Devin Haney has a good argument to make the rematch happen, because if the rematch happens, he's going to have that mental edge of maybe I can beat him now. He was on roids, and at the same time, he came in 3 pounds heavier. Now maybe he makes the repercussions for Ryan Garcia a little heavier. If he comes in overweight, he's going to get fined even more. So I feel like the rematch with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia is now in play, but as opposed to before, where no one cared about it, no one cared to see a rematch between these two guys. Now it's kind of interesting, because now there's a narrative. Okay, Ryan cheated. I want my get back. Now Devin Haney's going to have the chance to prove himself, and when he gets the chance, and Ryan Garcia is clean this time, he gets cracked again, and maybe he gets stopped by Ryan Garcia. That would be a crazy outcome. You guys got to remember that everything is still in play. Ryan Garcia now has it in his brain that I can hurt him. Maybe it wasn't the steroids. Maybe I just have that power. So now Ryan Garcia cracks him with a left hook. Devin Haney goes down and doesn't get up. Like, what's that going to do for Devin Haney's psyche? I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying that there's a chance that this rematch goes down and the outcome's no different, and Ryan Garcia is clean. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying, anything's possible in the sport of boxing, but Devin Haney should, in my opinion, Devin Haney should not take the rematch. I don't care if he knows in his brain that Ryan Garcia took PEDs. Do not go into this rematch immediately. You need a get back fight after taking a beating like that. And whoever's saying, Devin Haney didn't take a beating, Devin Haney took a beating in that fight. You need time to recover after something like that. And if Ryan Garcia took PEDs, then he should have to deal with the punishment, the repercussions. But if he didn't, and somehow this is all a setup and they're all messing with him, then he deserves credit for that win, and there should not be a rematch. But, the big question is this fight with Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, the first fight where Ryan Garcia shocked the world, is it going to be turned to a no decision? Let me know in the chat, guys. Comment down below. Is this going to be turned into a no decision? And did Ryan Garcia cheat? I want to get your guys' thoughts on this, on all this situation, because you guys know where I'm coming. I'm saying innocent till proven guilty. And I don't condone cheating. I think it's terrible to cheat in the sport of boxing, cheat in baseball, cheat in basketball, cheat in football, but do not cheat in the sport of boxing, where you could easily take someone's life and somebody could get hurt. Not even in football, don't cheat in any sport, but specifically not in the sport of boxing, where, lives are at stake. You guys got to remember, these are modern day gladiators. These guys aren't just playing a sport. There's no ball. These guys are throwing shots. They're trying to hurt each other, and there are big shots coming from, both guys. So you got to remember that, Devin Haney has a point here. If Ryan Garcia gets caught for that, he has to deal with the repercussions of, taking PEDs and going into the fight with Devin Haney, because it's not right. As much as I like Ryan Garcia, I hope it's not true, because I think there was no person happier for Ryan Garcia than me, because I was screaming. I was right over there watching the fight, and I was going nuts. I was going bananas because everybody counted Ryan Garcia out. I was at the press conference, I was at the weigh-in, I was at the media workout for Haney Garcia. Trust me, nobody thought Ryan Garcia was going to win that fight. Everybody was counting him out. He went in there first round, and Devin Haney was already stumbling and fumbling. Like, it was crazy. You guys don't understand that everybody, in the lead up to this fight was picking Devin Haney. Nobody gave Ryan Garcia a chance. Your favorite analysts, people that weren't even giving predictions, people that weren't down to give predictions on Haney versus Garcia, gave predictions and said that Haney was going to dominate, maybe even stop Ryan Garcia. So to see the outcome that took place, it's so hard for people to believe. That's why this cheating stuff gets a little bit interesting, because if Ryan Garcia did cheat, then it explains why, all the experts were wrong, but still, can Devin Haney take a punch? That's ultimately going to be the question. But I'm saying innocent till proven guilty, but I also think this should be, further investigated, because if Ryan Garcia really did cheat, then he should be held accountable for that. But let me know in the comments. I'm going to, stay on for a few more minutes, but if you guys have any more questions, I will be, glad to answer them. But otherwise, I'm going to hop off this live in a bit. But let me know what you guys think about, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. I do think that there's a level of, it's getting intriguing now, because that rematch is in play now. Now, before this cheating scandal, I was like, nah, don't rematch at all. And I still think, even if Ryan Garcia was cheating and there's an opportunity for Devin Haney to immediately take a rematch, he should not do it. But ultimately, I'm not Devin Haney's, manager. I'm not his promoter. That's his dad's job. Bill Haney, Devin's father, was obviously very adamant about Ryan Garcia being a cheater, saying that you almost killed my baby, stuff like along those lines. But he was also saying in the lead up to the fight, I interviewed Bill Haney. He was saying, if he dies, he dies, referring to Ryan Garcia. So now looking back at it, it's a little bit hypocritical, but hey, if Ryan Garcia did cheat, Bill Haney and Devin Haney's camp have all the right in the world to be talking the way they're talking, because, it's not right. You can't cheat in the sport of boxing. But shout out to you guys for joining the live. Obviously, this is my first live, first of many. I just wanted to hop on. My laptop's almost dead, but I wanted to talk some boxing and talk about Haney Garcia, the trial of Ryan Garcia. Is he guilty or is he innocent? And it's been fun. I've had a lot of fun talking about this. I hope Ryan Garcia figures it out. He's got a big mess to clean up, because a lot of fans are counting on him. We got a lot of events coming up in the sport of boxing, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna hop off the live, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Those who joined, I appreciate it, and I will catch you guys on the next live. And it's been your boy Matt with Naz Fight Media. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll be going live again tomorrow, so watch out for that. And then there are other videos that I'm talking about Ryan Garcia cheating and the accusation. So make sure you guys are all, stay tuned for all that good stuff, because I got a lot of content for you guys regarding Ryan Garcia, regarding the sport of boxing. We got a lot to talk about, but it's going to be a good time. This channel, I'm glad, it's popping off a bit. We're getting more and more traction and more people are coming to watch the video. So I appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions, any final words, please send them in the following minute. Otherwise, I will be hopping off and going to sleep because I'm tired. Been posting videos all day, following boxing media, reading all the memes about Ryan Garcia. It's just a lot. It's a lot. You don't know what side to pick sometimes because you got to feel for Devin. I like Devin Haney too. I'm a big Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fan, but I do not condone the cheating. I love an underdog story, but it has to be done in a clean fashion and in an honest fashion. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody that hopped on the live. Jose, I appreciate the comments. Thank you for interacting. You're the first person that's interacted on the stream, so shout out to you. You've been a real one, and I appreciate it. I don't want to hop off and leave you guys. I'll be so for real. Like there are 4 of you in here, and I don't even want to hop off. I want to talk more boxing if I'm being honest. I want to talk, shoot a question out for me. I'll answer whatever you guys want, whatever you guys think about the sport of boxing right now. Where do you guys think boxing is in terms of, are the best fights being made in the sport of boxing, and who is keeping boxing alive? Because I've been saying, despite Ryan Garcia being accused of PEDs and testing positive for, Osterine in those samples the day before the Haney fight and the day of the Haney fight, I still think that Ryan Garcia deserves a level of credit because, ultimately, he was saving boxing. I've always been talking about, when he took that Tank fight, he agreed to the rehydration clause. Ryan Garcia agreed to the catch weight. And he went in there. Yeah, he took a loss, but for the greater good of boxing. This was a time when Earl Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford weren't fighting. Benavidez wasn't fighting Canelo. That wasn't a fight on the table. But ultimately, Ryan Garcia accepted all of those challenges and was willing to make it happen. So I think, Ryan Garcia does deserve still a level of credit. And I was saying that his win against Devin Haney showed that, there's good karma. But now hearing about the potential of him, cheating, obviously you can't help but think, that's wrong. And I can't defend Ryan Garcia in that regard. If he cheated, we don't condone that here. But yeah, I think we've said everything that there is to be said about Ryan Garcia. I'll be posting more and keeping you guys updated with all the intel I get with Ryan Garcia. But shout out to you guys. Shout out to you, Jose. Appreciate you, bro, for hopping on the live. But I'm gonna hop off now and talk more boxing. I'll probably shoot some videos tonight and have them posted for you guys in the morning leading up to Canelo Alvarez, Ryan Garcia. The saga will continue of Ryan Garcia allegedly cheating. I only put these quotes because I say innocent until proven guilty, and it's still too early for me to completely be judging him. But thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys. I'll be going live tomorrow, probably in the afternoon time. I'm on the East Coast, so maybe around 12 o'clock East Coast time, and then maybe that's a little bit 9 o'clock in the morning for you on the West Coast. So damn, you guys keep popping in when I'm about to hop off, and it's just like crazy because I do want to stay on. I'm trying to go to sleep, but at the same time I want to talk boxing. So throw me something in the chat, guys. Let me know what's up, what's going on, chat. Talk to me about the sport of boxing. Who's your guys' favorite fighter? Let me know in the comments. If you guys want me to answer any questions, let's talk a little bit before I hop off. Let's talk a little bit pound for pound fighters, in the sport of boxing right now. If you guys want to know my top 5, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have the most inconsistent top 5 ever because it always changes, obviously, with every fight. And pound for pound lists are so it's all subjective. It's all about, who's your favorite fighter, who's the most accomplished. But, I think right now I'll go pound for pound. Number 1 fighter in the world, I will go with Terrence Bud Crawford. And number 2, pound for pound, I got Naoya Inoue. Number 3, that's a tough one because there's so many good fighters out there. I'll go Tank Davis. I know that Tank hasn't proven the most resume-wise, but I just see him beating a lot of the opposition. I think that, his footwork is very underrated. I think Tank's defense is better than people think. I think he doesn't get hit. If Tank really doesn't want to get hit, he's very smart with it. You have to think about, when Ryan Garcia and Tank fought, Tank was able to negate that left hook. Devin wasn't able to do that, but it also has to do with the fact that Tank is a southpaw. So when he's in that southpaw stance and, Ryan Garcia is throwing that left hook, Tank is ready for it. Tank, kept touching it with his lead hand, following him. So whenever, Ryan would try to throw the left hook and come around, Tank was ready. He was already, ducking, going under, and then he would throw that left hook and catch Ryan, put him down. And it was just it was a mess for Ryan Garcia, but it also showed how good Tank is. Tank really is the real deal. Tank's a good fighter, man. So for me, on my pound for pound list, Tank is number 3. Number 4 gets a little tricky. I've officially made the decision that I'm not putting any, heavyweights on the pound for pound list. You guys just aren't. As fun as the heavyweights are to watch, it's not, the same. For pound, I'll go Canelo, number 4. And for number 5, I will go, I want to say Usyk, but I don't think I'm allowed to because, people have been telling me not to put heavyweights on my pound for pound list, but I'll say Usyk anyways. And then after that, I'll go Teofimo Lopez. That's the worst pound for pound list of all time. Like that's for real. Like I think my top 2 is like agreed, across the universe. But other than that, guys, all right, we got 2 viewers and I think everybody's getting tired. So Ryan Garcia, we've been talking about that. Ryan Garcia, the cheating saga continues tomorrow. We'll talk about Ryan Garcia and the potential of him. Did he really cheat? Did he not? Maybe we'll get some new information by tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. Of course, the viewers go up again. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the live. We've just been talking about Ryan Garcia. This is the trial for him. Is he guilty? Is he innocent? What do we believe? What do we not believe? Is it a setup? Someone saying in the comments, Jose, shout out to Jose, saying Ryan Garcia got set up. It's not out of the question to me. I think crazier things have happened in the sport of boxing. Setups do happen, but ultimately, I hope Ryan Garcia didn't cheat. But the facts are that he tested positive. So we'll have to wait on what's next for Ryan Garcia. Has a lot of explaining to do, a lot of making up to do in the sport of boxing, because you can't just be in the sport and not do it the right way, or else bad karma comes as well as good karma. But for Ryan Garcia, as fast as you can be on top of the world, you can be on the bottom, and I think he's experiencing being on the bottom right now because a lot of people don't appreciate the fact that testing positive for PEDs. Shout out to you guys using that like button. Someone's putting the party button on. Shoot me a question. Let me know what's up. He's not guilty. Ryan Garcia is not guilty. I hope not. I'm with you. I hope Ryan Garcia is not, but ultimately, only time will tell, Jose. Only time will tell. We'll only know whether or not he's guilty, with more information. We got to wait, I think. Trust me, I'm hoping Ryan Garcia is innocent too, because I thought it was such a good fight. It was such a good win for Ryan and like proving everybody wrong when everybody counted him out. Like I said before, I was at the weigh-in and everybody was like, this kid's crazy. He has no chance. But, he went in there and did his thing. So respect to Ryan Garcia. He'll have a good career, but now it's a little bit tainted because of these alleged, allegations of him using PEDs. But okay, I'm gonna lock out for real this time. Shout out to you, Jose. Maybe I'll see you on the next live, hopefully. But I'll be going live tomorrow, so I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching this stream, and I'm out of here. It's been real. Have a good night, everybody.